Journalism was born in me because right from when I was in primary school, I knew I was going to be a journalist, and there was no compromise on that. Even though my dad was a lawyer, and of course most lawyers would want their sons to come into chambers. It was a big fight, but it was in me right from primary school. I went to a primary school where we had a school magazine. I contributed to it then, and then when I was in secondary school, from 2 I was in the editorial board. I think we had a magazine called Magnets then, you know, and so it's always been in me. I'm a voracious reader, of course, having grown up in an era where there was a specific time for TV and no social media and anything to distract you. And ever since, I've done some work in between. I left journalism after a short stint in, I think it was Punch, because I got frightened that this journalism thing, it might not pay my way through life, since I've always been against all these brown envelopes and things from the onset. So I wanted to go corporate. But I went back again to Vanguard to pay a debt to Sam Amoka. And I went to work, did consultancy, PR, a lot of that, with the big boys, Coca-Cola and all these, you know, did a lot of that. And then when I thought I'd gone into retirement, I was back again in the newspaper. I was director of Compass, and I was director of Next, 234 Next, the best paper ever produced. Yes. If Next had continued, they'd have given me a run for money in cable. Yes, because we were very strong online. But we got a few business models wrong, and that was what prompted me when I made that remark. I've been in the administration of media. People don't know what we go through. It's not a jolly ride. If you're not devoted, you can't do journalism as a profession, you can't do it as a business. I'm off. And even if you notice in my analysis, you see me advising government spokespersons. I think a lot of it has to do, I must give credit to God and to the education that I had at primary level. You know, the kind of things we did. The one book I read in primary school was what I read for my degree. They'll tell you to do précis. Primary school, you do comprehension. You read something, you must provide the answer. So you're trained. By the time I got to secondary school, I could do this job. I'm telling you, I'm not being boastful. I'm telling you, the education at my time was top-notch. The rest has to do with your value system. In PR, once your value system is right, you're halfway there. You read, you look at, but your value system is key. In journalism, in PR, everything. Value system. What is your value system? People know you for the truth. Because PR, for example, doesn't mean you go about telling lies. It's managing the truth. Managing the truth. The other thing that people think that I'm a maverick, which I'm not, simple manners, how to talk to people. You know, you're a government spokesperson. You find some government spokesperson now, you know, insulting Obasanjo. You look at that. I would never do it. And because if you master the English language, there is a larger effect. There is more in what you don't say than what you say. If you ask me a question now and I say no comment, it's heavier than if I say something. If you ask me a question and you say, what do you think about the president's performance? And I just say, well, I don't want to comment. So it's an art. It's an art, really. Well, it's because human beings don't have credibility anymore, so the media is no exception. There's been a social revolution. You find that those of us who thought we had Western knowledge and were properly educated, we've been pushed aside, so the values have changed. If your values have changed, you will have a society that is tolerant of criminality. Because fake news is criminal, it's wicked. If you're well brought up, you're well educated, well exposed, why would you want to involve in fake news? Why? To hurt the other person? So it's a function of the society. The society itself is completely bad now, completely. Of course, I mean, with exceptions, but generally, our value system is gone. Nobody asks you any questions. Just take a look at the composition of human beings the way we behave in society now. Why would any sane man, for example, all because you want people to think that you have the money, you go and buy a car, you get 2 policemen to follow you left and right, you get somebody to come down, stamp his feet and open the door. Is that rational? It's not rational. The kind of behavior that we have, it's not rational at all, especially amongst our elites. The people, well, I'm not with them because even the elite has changed. It's now more of people who have money. They don't have class. They don't have values. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have, they have money. And most of them, their money is crooked, but those are the ones you celebrate. Tomorrow night, they're going to give national awards. 3/4 of them will be people who should be cooling their heels in Alagbo. So it's a societal thing, and I have a feeling that it won't change. It will probably get worse. People say, hey, he doesn't like Asiwaju, you don't like Asiwaju. I don't have to like him or not. I don't interact with him. I don't have any business with him. But I don't think he has what it takes to lead this country. And it's evident. I say it, people don't understand. They don't yet understand what it is for a man to tell you his feeling and stand by it. Do you understand? It's a tough thing to do, but if we had more people doing those kind of things, we'll have a better society. This government doesn't show any capability. Rather, this government looks like a bunch of a bunch of people who have some interior motive as to what they've come to do in government. Does it look to you that anything rational is being done? How does it sound to you? Do you know what is, those of us who have friends abroad, what it sounds to them when you hear that in the midst of hunger, in some other countries, better countries where there are better structures, they have money and whatever it takes. Do you think any sane person would think about buying a vehicle for 160 million? Okay, so you will say that is the legislator. Is it anything different from the executive? Haven't you seen some of the vehicles that the ministers ride? Isn't it common sense that given the problems that you have, even if it's just for optics, even if it's just to show support for what the people are going through, you would step down? Why must you buy a new car every 4 years? Why must it be a Porsche car? And then you hear them, one senator, I've forgotten his name, he was saying that, oh, the executive also do that. These people are like a bunch of nursery school children. Mommy, he too brought biscuits. Me too, I want to eat biscuits. It's that kind of a thing. You don't have anybody that actually shows empathy, that feels it. How does it sound? You can't feed your family. You're buying a luxury car. That's the way it is. And the people, they lap it up. So I don't think this government is structured. I think they have their own design, which is different from Progress for the People. A government that the president gets up out of the blues, he later confesses that he did it on impulse and says subsidy is over. See where it's landed us. So it's not a bitter obi thing. Some people say that I'm an obedient. I wish they could see what's inside me. I'm not an obedient. Much as I respect Peter Obi, I respect him a lot, and he says the right things. Watch my man. He says the right things. Would he have been able to do the right things? I had my doubts. So it's not anything personal to him. What National Assembly would he be working with? How many Labour senators and House of Reps would you have had? And the civil servants they would never like him. So we would have been in turmoil. That's what my gut feeling tells me. So when they say that, he's an obedient, no. Rather, I can say publicly that I was hoping that it would have been Yemi Osinbajo. Not because he's my friend. We went to primary school and went to university together, yes. But because a country can't have the likes of Osinbajo, Atedo Peterside, Olisagbakoba. These are people who have seen the world. They know what it takes. They've been proven. You should go and listen to Olisagbakoba's presentation during Akpabio's birthday and hear the things that he says. You should listen when the likes of Atedo Peterside speak. They might not get it all. Nobody knows it all. But Nigeria has about 15 first 11s that you can stack up before you get to this level. So make no bones about it. This government is not going to get us anywhere. If we are going to endure it for the next 8 years, only God knows. No, the future of the country doesn't look good. I'm not a pastor. When people get angry when they listen to my program, I tell them I'm an analyst. I'm not a pastor. I remember I felt so sorry for him. You should be giving us hope. I can't give you hope. I have to tell you the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't give sugar, chocolate, and sweets to a diabetic because you want to make him feel good. Jackpine is inevitable. It's part of human nature. Do you know some people jackpot from the UK itself to Australia? We have ours in leaps and bounds for two major reasons. One is, for a lot of them, is the lure of going abroad. Some of them don't even, how can a man who has 2 houses sell his 2 houses and go to the UK? Does he know what he's going to meet? I lived there partially. I was born there. That's me behind you there. I was born there. I know what it takes, but I'm here. You understand? Jackpot phenomenon, to a large extent, is to each on his own. To each on his own basis. That is, you actually look at what exactly are you going to do. Do you understand? Okay. So my grandchildren, for example, are British because of me, British descendants. So if they go to Europe, they go to live in the UK, they know that they're going to have a free education from now till university level. And their parents also know that this is the level of job they are going to be doing because they are citizens. People don't know that there are two sides to this thing. If you're a citizen, you're slightly above water. But you must know how far you can go. In the case of my grandchildren, the parents have said they'll make any sacrifice, for the children to go to school there. Because I think the school they were going here was asking for 1-point-something million. How long are you going to do that for? Where's the income going to come from? So you must measure it. And a lot of people are jumping. They're jumping from, I remember during the Civil War, my late uncle, Captain Smart Ali, he told us during the Civil War, when they were bombing the ships, he was in the Navy. Some people jumped from the Navy boat into hot water. That's what some people are doing. And for most of them, it's just the lure of what they have seen. I can't tell anybody to or not to. What I would say is that look before you leap. And it's a personal decision. A large part of what I am today is traceable to him. I was a member of the Pious Confraternity in 1975. And guess what? The principle, the rudder blade that he put together at that time is what is in me. And part of it is that you say it as it is. And on deck, we'll say, is no friend, no foe. And that's why I'd like people to, what I'm going to say now, I'd like people to look at it. He won't mind. He created, it's part of, people like him and Fela Kuti created this man sitting in front of you. And that's what they were known for. Professor doesn't understand the social media. He's way out of his league. When I say way out of his league, I don't mean intellectually. Even I, at my age, I'll be 70 next year, I struggled to keep up. So I've ignored some aspects. There is nothing called social media. The social media is not, you can't say this is the social media. It's amorphous. It's amorphous. And some of the things that he complains about are societal problems. It's the marketplace. And so if you go to the marketplace and you mingle with them, you take it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. He is complaining about the language they use in the social media. He called the first lady. It was said that he called her a sheepopotamus. I stand to be corrected. If he says he didn't say that, I'll take it in good faith. But that's the report that we got. So it's even when members of the Pirates now had a song and were singing during the campaign, he was the one who taught us to react who taught us to react to social issues. We didn't take it personal with the man. But that's what we did all our life when we were in school, fighting every day. I've been in this so-called struggle for a long time. And he was our motivator. So, but I also, and respectfully, I don't mean it in any derogatory manner, that I think that it's probably gone a bit too far. It's now time to take a back seat. Because age, whether you like it or not, sometimes I'm on air. Look at now, I was trying to remember Atedo Peterside's name. Do you understand? Sometimes I'm on air and I'm holding the table. And you know, Sheriff, my guy, I hold him by the collar and say, I make a bit of fun out of it, but it is what it is. You forget, and age has, and I think that he doesn't understand what the social media is. When he was trying to pick up a fight with the OB, he said that they are obedient. They are not obedient. They are not. Did you ever hear that? In fact, I don't even think the obedience were even member of any Labour Party. They were just there, you know. And in the social media, you put yourself into group. They put this group together. They tell you, click you become a member. I mean, so I think that if he properly understood what the social media is all about, he wouldn't bother. And then those who surround him and are putting an ethnic coloration in everything, good luck to them. I'm not into all that. You know, because I do get a feeling that some people are saying, it's against Yoruba. It's all a whole lot of nonsense. People run for ethnic cover when their competence is tested and is in doubt. It has to be regulated. Anything in life has to be regulated. I mean, there's no apology for that. It shouldn't be stifled, but sure, it has to be regulated. Everything in life is regulated all over the world. How can you have something? If you say if it shouldn't be regulated, then some people can drive left and some people can drive right. It has to be regulated. We get a wrong sense of what we call freedom. Freedom isn't freedom in its total sense. It has to be, everything in life has to be guided. I have nothing against those who accept, because somebody has to do the job. But I just know that I can't fit in. I'm a bit of a rebel. I can't fit in. You understand? So it's not as if I'm for or against. That's not the issue. The issue is that, and some people say, I want to go in and change the system. Good luck to them. I know I can't change anything, and I can't fit in. So let me just respect myself. I don't think I'll last up to a month. I don't think so. And I'm not, it's not as if I'm being arrogant or anything. And I like my private life. I'm not going to be somebody who come and say on Sunday morning again, I should be rushing to the airport to meet. And I don't like the way public service is structured here. And you have to belong. So once you know, I don't deceive myself. And besides that, at 70, I'm tired.